In Dixon, Illinois, after a shooting there earlier this week, how police there are beefing up security before tomorrow's ceremony. And Home Sweet Home on the way for a Davenport family in need. What they're looking forward to the most once moving day finally comes.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for Local 4 News at 10. I'm Redrick Terry. James has the night off. We begin with more shots fired calls coming out of Davenport this evening, this time on a major city street. It's a developing story tonight. Davenport police responded to Harrison Street near 13th. Local 4 was first on the scene a little after 7 o'clock tonight. Police had the area blocked off for over an hour as at least 4 shell casings are recovered. No word yet on any injuries. We'll bring you the latest information as it becomes available. Also new tonight, one person in Davenport is still missing after fire crews say that person may have fallen into the Mississippi River. Fire crews were called to the Davenport Sailing Club on River Drive shortly before 9:30 looking for a missing person. Multiple crews from around the area, including the Department of Natural Resources and Coast Guard, all assisted in the search. Police aren't releasing the name of the person. The chief says future searches will depend on weather and river conditions. Investigations in Texas continue after the mass school shooting early Friday. A 17-year-old student has been charged, and now the community is left to figure out what happens next. Omar Jimenez has our continuing coverage from Texas.
As much as it's a story filled with terror, it's just as much filled with a community coming together.
This is a tough time. We've got a hurting community. We've got people who've lost loved ones, some of them students, some adults. We are going to pull through this.
At the blood drive. It's a new day for those in Santa Fe, Texas, one filled with volunteering and blood drives, for example, and remembering the 10 killed in this shooting. 17-year-old Chris Stone, remembered by his sister as adventurous and as a protector. Sabika Sheikh, an exchange student from Pakistan, being mourned deeply both here in the United States and in her native country. She was 17. Cynthia Tisdale was a substitute teacher and a mother who loved to help children. Rome Schubert survived by a matter of inches.
It went through the back of my head and came out right here.
He says he now looks at life a little differently, and he hopes the community will overcome this tragedy.
I want everybody to lift up their spirits, and it happened, but we can't just sit here and mourn over it, because that's exactly what he wants. He wants us to mourn over it.
The shooting suspect, a student at the school, is currently being held in solitary confinement. Authorities say he acted alone and, according to a probable cause affidavit, spared the people he liked. Now, the focus is on what's ahead.
We will once again laugh. It'll be a while, but we will get through this.
In Santa Fe, Texas, I'm Omar Jimenez.
Meanwhile, tomorrow's graduation ceremony at Dixon High School will be held a little bit differently following the shooting there this week. Dixon police say backpacks and large purses are banned from the ceremony. Camera bags will be allowed. They're asking people to come early with the extra security measures. Police say anyone who enters the school may be searched. Meanwhile, dozens of kids in East Moline spent the morning casting a line while fishing was the main goal. Local 4's Sean Logging tells us how this police-organized event was looking to achieve much more.
Kids filled with excitement and glee. Delight in their catch.
I caught this fish. This is a fish I caught.
And the occasional mild disgust. It's an effort by East Moline Police to reel in some stronger ties with their city and youngest residents.
Our police department has wanted to get more connected with the community and kind of go back more old school with being active in our community.
Stocking the pond with 500 of these guild creatures, Officer Brian Yuska and others from the department are using this chance to build positive relationships with kids in the community at their first ever fishing derby.
Awesome. And I think it's really nice, too.
They get to pet our canine and see all the police cars and crawl around them.
Officer Yuska says it's opportunities like these they're looking to make more available to families, and also a chance for kids to disconnect from the devices and explore the outdoors.
It's awesome that they're providing this for the children to come out and fish and have a good time.
While for some of these anglers, they're mastering the art of casting.
At first I thought I wasn't going to catch a fish, but then when I was reeling in, the fish was on there.
And others are still waiting.
I had one, but it got loose.
One thing that is biting.
Having fun.
It's the reason for today. Sean Logging, Local 4 News.
Heart health was on the minds of thousands this morning in Davenport. They participated in the 24th Annual American Heart Association's QC Heart Walk. Our very own Brittany Price helped MC the event this morning. Organizers say about 3,000 walkers showed up to the event, which brings out many survivors and their families who faced cardiovascular disease or a stroke. For one survivor, it's loved ones who make the difference when fighting this disease.
Faced this, a new valve, mechanical valve, forever that I had a hard time with that, but my family was there and they believed in science. They taught me to trust in what was being done.
The walk helps to raise funding for area programs, research, and other support services. More than $140,000 has been raised so far. Fundraising will continue through the end of June on the QC Heart Walk website. We'll have a link to that website on our website, ourquadcities.com. Habitat for Humanity has helped more than 100 Quad Cities families buy their own homes. Today, they broke ground on their latest build in Davenport. Local 4's Grace Runkle introduces us to the family moving in.
A day 2 years in the making.
It's a long journey, really long journey.
Comey and Akuto Denau are one step closer to moving into their own home. They've spent 2 years building up more than 200 volunteer hours with Habitat for Humanity. Now they'll help build their own home on 6th Street in Davenport.
Please enjoy this day.
They've lived in an apartment since moving from Togo. Now the family of 4 is looking forward to having a little more room.
To have a house is a great thing because we need space for our children to play.
They are now responsible for paying off a zero-interest loan. Most Habitat homes are sold to owners for about $80,000, but the lot was a donation from the city of Davenport. Mayor Frank Klipsch says it's part of their new effort to revitalize Davenport's urban areas.
Our diversity is something we need to celebrate, and you're part of that celebration.
Work on the house is just beginning, but Comey already can't wait for move-in day.
How excited are you?
I can't tell. I can't tell. It will be that will be a great day in my life.
So happy for them. That's Grace Runkle reporting, and meteorologist Kate Cloninger joins us now. It was so nice to see everybody outside enjoying all of the things that were going on today, and they had great weather to go along with it.
Yeah, it was actually 10 degrees above average, so we had a really great day, so always great to get out and help someone out if you can. 10 degrees above the high and the low for normal. Not any rainfall. We are a little bit behind for the year there. I'll have more rain in the forecast, though, after the break. You're watching Local 4 News at 10.